Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs for those who listen regularly. We continue to stream stories of leadership, entrepreneurship, and how people are dealing with this economy, and also giving expert advice about how to deal with this economy. Our next guest, first time for me, Sarah Washburn, president and founder of the Washburn Agency. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Excited to
Hello.
be here today.
Thank you very much. Sarah, tell us about the Washburn Agency.
Sure. So we are a full service household staffing agency. We staff everything from nannies to chefs and housekeepers to personal assistants, drivers, really anything you need for your home. We're here for you.
Wow, sounds good. Uh, So I don't know if you want to give me a little bit more detail on that because I find it so interesting, all the different services. Is there a particular target group that you like to service or you do service more than others?
Nannies would be the number one group that we service. Childcare is obviously a huge need for everybody. So nannies is definitely the number one, and then housekeepers would absolutely be number two. We love to place chefs and personal assistants, but we don't get as many requests for those.
Interesting. Well, real nannies?
Yeah, real nannies, real professional nannies with experience, and not we don't just place babysitters or things like that. But yeah, they're all real nannies.
When in my younger days, I had real nannies. Only one was a
Yeah.
flop. Only one, quite a flop. The others were great.
Oh, that's
Sarah,
good.
Sarah, let's go into what I love to describe as the Wayback Machine and give us your career progress to this point of time, how you evolved and created the Washburn Agency.
Sure. So it started, let's see. So I graduated with a degree in hotel and restaurant management, and I ran hotels for a couple of years. And then my husband and I relocated to California, where I took a nanny job. And I also had put myself through school being a nanny. So I went out to California, took a nanny job. We lasted there a couple of years and then decided it was time to, come back to Boston. And I really just sort of struggled with what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to continue in that hotel path, if I wanted to, continue being a nanny. And I talked to my then employer, and he encouraged me to open a nanny agency, which is how they had found me. And so I ran with that idea, and here we are 17 years later, and we've become, one of Boston's leading household staffing agencies, and super proud of everything that we've built.
Well, you said Boston, but it's more than Boston, correct? Because
Yeah.
Boston's a small city in the midst of
Yeah.
many, many cities.
Yes. So we do all of Massachusetts. Boston is our bread and butter. Boston, Metro West, the South Shore. We do the North Shore. We absolutely do Cape and the Islands. And then we also, do a lot of placements nationwide. I should say select places nationwide. If we don't think we can fill it, then we wouldn't take the job. But absolutely more than just Boston.
Right. I was going to ask you, did you have entrepreneurship in your blood? Is it a family history, or is this the first
Yes.
time in the family someone's gone out and taken the risk of owning a business?
No, so my dad owned his own business, and he started it. Same thing. He was young and just a, one man show, and then grew to a team of people. My brother has since taken over his company, and so yeah, I guess it is definitely in the blood.
Big change from being an employee to owning your own business.
Yes, because everything falls on me. Everything falls on my shoulders. But it's given me the opportunity to be able to be home with my kids when I want to. I have two kids; they're 8 and 12. So I'm here when they get off the bus, and it has just given me, a life of flexibility and able to really like be there for my family. So I'm super thankful and glad that I took this leap.
Interesting. Is your field changing a lot with technology and the changing workforces and rules and laws? I'm just trying to see how it may trickle down and affect you and how you have to respond to the marketplace. And it's become very
Yeah,
expensive to get help.
yeah, it has. The rates are definitely stabilizing. increased astronomically during COVID because so many people, were taking the kids out of daycare and schools weren't open. So nannies were really commanding these high salaries. They have since stabilized, but, we're definitely, we're feeling the economy just like everybody else is, or business is definitely down from where it was last year, unfortunately. But there are still people hiring, and there's still some really fantastic families and, nannies and housekeepers out there.
Do people's requests, have they changed a lot in the last year or so? And do you see it changing again in the next couple of years?
I feel like it's always evolving. The new sort of hot job is a hybrid position, which is really like a nanny sort of family assistant, we call them. And it's really popular for people who have older children, but still have a need for somebody full time. And so this person will take on a lot of like your household tasks during, the school hours. They do all things like running errands and doing laundry and meal prep and, everything of maintaining the home. And then they're there for the kids in the afternoon. So we've seen a big switch to that, and not just, a nanny, a straight childcare position. So that seems to be the new wave of what everybody's asking for.
So what's recruiting like for you?
It can be challenging. I don't know. It goes in swings. We sometimes, we'll always have a ton of candidates for a certain job, and then all of a sudden we won't have any for another type of job. So it just sort of ebbs and flows. It can be difficult, but we look everywhere we possibly can. So that's like what we're doing for everybody, obviously, so they don't have to spend the time doing it. But we're on every online job board. We're on all the Facebook groups. We are all over social media. We are recruiting from every platform we possibly can, but it can be really tough sometimes.
And what's your screening process like?
For our nannies?
Yes.
So it starts with a face-to-face interview, obviously, with my director of placements. And then from there, we call everybody's references. So on top of calling the references, we actually research every reference and make sure that they are real people who actually have children. That would be the number one thing we find when we're screening candidates is fake references. So we are really, really thorough in checking those references and making sure that they're actual people. From there, then it's, up to the family to decide who they want to meet. So we also do a social media screen. We do a personality assessment. And then we put them all together in a nice little profile and we send them over to the family. From there, if a family is interested in moving forward with the candidate, that's when we would do their full background check. So the background check is their social security trace. It's a federal criminal. It's a national criminal. It's a county criminal. It's your motor vehicle, it's your mass query, it's your sex offender search. So it's a very thorough background check. And then from there, the family, once they hire them, they'll get sort of like tips on how the candidate is motivated so that they can really set that relationship up for success.
We've been speaking with Sarah Washburn, president and founder of the Washburn Agency. Sarah, if somebody wants to know more about you, your services, the Washburn Agency, how would they find that information?
You can go on our website. It's www.washburnagency.com. Quick Google search, you'll find us. And obviously, feel free to send us an email. It's info@thewashburnagency.com or give us a call, 617-848-9256.
And you can find Sarah also on all the social sites that you find radio entrepreneurs. So
all the social sites, we're there.
And thank you very much, Sarah. We appreciate you being on Radio Entrepreneurs.